Hey guys, what's up? I'm Fanny Packswag and welcome to my video where today we will be talking about the newly introduced map Seaside. Seaside is the smallest of the three maps recently released by Valve, which means the games often have a pug-like or a scrappy feel to them. Flanks are quick, aggression is high, and mid-control, along with the fights that come along with taking mid-control, is the only thing that most people seem to want. Crossing to B, specifically without a smoke, is suicide many rounds considering the map size and the location of the spawn points. Now, I've compiled a few tips and tricks for the CT side of Seaside for you guys today. Tip number 1. Oftentimes, with a decent spawn point, you can throw your smoke a little deeper than you typically would to cross and use the smoke's cover to get inside the cubby on the right-hand side. This gives you a moderate amount of mid-control and potential information depending on how you play it. It's a hard angle to clear, which means it has to be intentionally cleared out by opposing players either from the side or above. Teams can rotate to the other side of the map incredibly quick on this map. The speed and accuracy of the information received in mid will likely prove to be an integral part to a large amount of strategies by the terrorist side, as the connector allows you to freely rotate between the A-bomb site and mid. Being able to counter these strategies is essential. So when you're sitting in that cubby in mid, all you really want to be looking for is them trying to gain more map control inside of mid, and then you can come in for a backstab, essentially hoping that you can see somebody walk into your screen without them clearing out your angle, which in this angle it's oftentimes not expected. So it's an easy way to be able to get a couple frags or to be able to get some information early on in the round. However, tip number 2, if you prefer to watch mid through a scope as opposed to close up and personal, there's a very powerful boost spot you can use to pick off players in mid and house in the back towards the B bomb site. Be careful not to rely too heavily on this position throughout the half, as it is usually figured out rather quickly. It's easily smoked off. I got a video for that too, and can be vulnerable to well-placed wall bangs. The B site, in theory, should be very hard for the terrorist team to take control of once everybody knows the basics of the map. With time, I believe this will let one of the B players take a more active lurking role while the terrorist team allocates their resources elsewhere during the early part of the round. And this is where the person in the cubby and one of the people going B can work together, because the person in the cubby is a little bit closer and can hear what's going on in mid and can tell the person if they believe by what they hear if it's safe for them to push up into the connector from B to mid. So that's one thing to pay attention to, and it's an opportunity that I think can be exploited if you have some sort of organization on this map. Not saying that you necessarily do or don't, but something to keep in mind. The last tip I got for you guys today is a well-placed flashbang. It exponentially increases the chances of engagement going in your favor in almost every scenario. So if you have a good spawn for A long, don't be afraid to get aggressive as a counter terrorist and push if you think you can pull it off. And if you can give your team the upper hand early on in the round because of how small this map is and how puggy it is, map control is incremental. It's very quick to being able to go from T-spawn to a site. So you don't have as much room to work with. You have to kill them before they get into sight. And sometimes that means taking the fight right to their doorstep. But that was the last bit that I have for you on CT Seaside. This obviously isn't an exhaustive list, but hopefully it helps you win some extra rounds and get some ranks. Drop a like and a subscription for me if you enjoyed the video. I come out with new content all the time, and I stream various ways of practicing every Saturday. So if you want to learn how to get better at Counter-Strike, if that's something that interests you, tune into my stream Saturdays, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And let me know what types of videos you guys would like to see in the future, and I'll do my best to accommodate. As usual, have a great day, guys.